Welcome back to Chris Lounge Sports 5, you dig? Let's get into it. Lamar Jackson, free agency? Hmm. That's going to be very interesting because that's going to shake up that mock draft right there for those top quarterbacks coming in. And he could shake up the field, but, it's highly unlikely he might leave the Ravens, but we don't know what he's thinking or what he possibly want to do. The future is bright. He has a lot of opportunity out there. And don't get me wrong, these are some great opportunities with some teams. So, you know, he's in the are they in the playoffs? I think they're in the playoffs. So, with this type of run, money, money, money. They got to come with it. It's gonna be like Jerry Maguire, show me the money. Where you at? Like, don't get it twisted. It's gonna be very interesting. Let's see.
Long-term extension with the Baltimore Ravens by himself imposed a deadline of today to get that long-term deal done. Well, the Ravens announced via a statement from general manager Eric DaCosta that they will not be reaching a long-term extension before the season begins, and they will resume contract talks at the end of the season. For much more on this story, we welcome in our insiders, Ian Rappaport and Mike Garofolo. Ian, we'll start with you. How did we get to this point after weeks and weeks, months and months of these negotiation talks?
Yeah, unfortunately, this seemed to be what was coming. And, if you kind of read the tenor of the negotiations, read the room a little bit, they never quite picked up momentum to really get a deal done. It was a lot of good faith discussions. And remember, Lamar Jackson does not have an agent. So it was really Lamar and general manager Eric DaCosta working this out among themselves, trying to work it out amongst themselves. No doubt the Ravens made a really strong offer. But I think for Lamar Jackson, Mike, so much of the focus here has been about fully guaranteed money, not injury guarantee, not kind of the sort of guarantee, real full guaranteed money. Obviously, Deshaun Watson set the benchmark with $230 million. Lamar Jackson was not able to get there. It didn't sound like he got really anywhere close to there. And a lot of the discussion has been around the fully guaranteed money. So they're going to keep talking after the year. But for right now, Lamar Jackson, all eyes on the season, with certainly some contract negotiations and a lot of discussion coming after.
Yeah, and Deshaun Watson, despite what was happening to him or involving him, off the field, he had multiple teams going after him and a team that was willing to part with him for a variety of reasons, not the least of which was his request for a trade that started everything, and then the off-field stuff on top of that. So Lamar Jackson's sitting there with two franchise tags sitting in front of him, which he can play all the way through those franchise tags and get himself to unfettered free agency. And then for sure, if he's playing the way that he has the last couple of years, if he's still at that level, then he will be able to command what Deshaun Watson command as far as the guarantees in his deal. But right now the Ravens are saying, well, we still have those franchise tags, so we're going to use them. And in the meantime, we're going to offer you a traditional structure, much like the one that Russell Wilson received from the Broncos recently. And Lamar Jackson saying, that's not good enough for me. So this standoff could very well continue for 2 more years if Jackson decides to play out the tag, which he will collect a lot of money in the meantime if he does that. So when we say betting on himself, he's already banked $30+ million just for what he's made from his contracts for playing on the field, not counting anything he's made off the field, and those tags as he goes along. Let's see how long this goes.
Yeah, if they go like Kirk Cousins did, obviously, after the franchise tags were used on him by Washington, he had that historic contract from Minnesota. So if he got that in those days, a few years ago, imagine what Lamar Jackson potentially could get in a couple of years. Ian, Mike, thank you both very
Shoot, you see what he said? I don't know. I had a question about them franchise tags. I think NFL teams should only get like one franchise tag for the year, and they could use that clause. Like, if I'm aware of the rules, like the teams could keep using franchise tags as many as times as they want. I think, but I'm not too sure about that. But I think they only should get one, and the player should be a free agent after that, or have the option to re-sign for one more if they want to. But it should be up to the players, so they should switch some of that. Like the NBA have a player extension if they want an option. I'm pretty sure they probably do, but that need to be worked out. But we go share. I think he got some. These are my two teams. I believe that would be a great fit for him. One of them is gonna be wow, the Oakland Raiders. Get that man a receiver like that, and Devontae Adams, Josh Jacobs at running back. You got Darnell Walker or Waller at tight end. Nice little set, decent O line, and they got a high first round pick. So with that type of fit right there, he could do some damage. And I see Derek Carr not coming back, and Oakland should weigh that out, or the Las Vegas Raiders. My bad. Keep saying Oakland, but it's a Bay Area thing. But yeah, I'll say the Raiders. The Raiders would be a great fit, and that's gonna be a big threat to a lot of teams right there out the gates. And they coming in early with a great draft pick. You know, they sitting right here at 7. You know, what the NFL got them at. And coming in with a quarterback like that, and then drafting a high offensive lineman. Oh, they got a bright future right there, and they're sitting in a great position to do something like that. They just gotta get that together. And my second team is Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He go back to Florida, it's a wrap. If he go back to Florida, let's just say the Tampa Bay Buccaneers stadium gonna be sold out all the games. Hometown, and I think he's from Florida, but that's homeland. And he come into that type of situation, mm, mm. Oh, it's going up. The ticket prices gonna go up 200%, 300% overnight if he signed to Tampa, and if Brady goes back to New England, with Bill Belichick and end his career like that, one last hurrah. But that's gonna be for another film, But yeah, Lamar Jackson got some options out here, and I don't see why. He could do Houston probably, but that's a big rebuild after Deshaun Watson. I don't know. That's gonna be tough because that type of situation there, I might be cool, but that's an option too. But they sitting at the top as well. There's gonna be a lot of restructuring there, but that would be a possible fit. But those the two teams I see right now is the Raiders and Tampa, and possibly the Jets. Not to be like that, the Jets they could be in play too. They're sitting there too, and possibly Atlanta, and Atlanta that could be something different. That could be something different for him. And even getting close as to Carolina with the Panthers. He got a lot of options on his table, but with you got the Texans sit with 2 first round picks, and they're in the top 15. And then you got Jets sitting up there too as well in the top 15 picks, that could possibly structure some things around them, in the meantime. Or even, not to be like Geno Smith is having one heck of a year. Nobody's really talking about that with the Seahawks, and that could be a game changer, even going there and rebuilding and restructuring with the Seahawks. But that's gonna be up him. He got a lot of choices. So we're gonna see how this turn out. It's gonna be a great, playoff season, and we about to see because people is gonna be surprised on these switches for next year, and they're gonna be very impactful this off season. This is gonna be a great off season that we're coming into, and I'm gonna have to give it up to them because yeah, they sleeping on that. It's gonna be trouble. So we're gonna see how this play out. So stay tuned. Like, subscribe, share, comment, Chris on Sports, you dig? Holla at you.